The phrase "you should know people" rings a bell in the minds of many Kenyans, as it is seemingly a warning that you may end up in hot soup if you do not recognize an important person. For livestock farmers, the phrase is turning out to be very important as the sector grapples with increase in fake veterinary officers. Farmers should know their animal health and product service providers, and they should know that they are the employers of all service providers, whether working for the government, dairy cooperatives, or running their own veterinary businesses. Since 2011, the veterinary profession in Kenya has become one of the most regulated following the promulgation of the Veterinary Surgeons and Veterinary Paraprofessionals Act of 2011, which governs the delivery of animal health services. The Code of Ethics gives the animal health service providers instructions on how they should behave with other people, including employers, clients, and colleagues. The Kenya Veterinary Board categorizes animal health providers into veterinary surgeons and veterinary paraprofessionals. According to Simon Joroge of Rapid Vets in Kiambu County, there are various ways dairy farmers can get to know if a vet is genuine or a quack.
In Githongori, as you are aware, there are so many dairy farmers, and that's opened a window for quack veterinary doctors who come masquerading as vets, and they treat animals, and that also brings a lot of mortality. So for a farmer, it's quite hard for a farmer to know whether a vet is qualified, because these farmers don't normally ask for the credentials from the vets. So, but there are some things I'll advise farmers to look out for in order to at least have an understanding if who they are calling has the qualifications they need on their animals. Like for quack vet, most of them you'll report your animal is sick and the vet will come automatically. No history is taken, no parameters are measured, and the vet will go directly to the animal and start injecting it. But for a professional vet, they are normally patient with the farmer, and they'll try to gather as much history as possible. They'll use the best drugs of choice on the animals, and with them, the time of recovery is normally shorter. Yeah, so the things probably a farmer should look out for is one, once you report to a vet, the vet comes to your farm, that vet shouldn't go direct to the animal. Let them first listen to the history, how is the animal behaving. A good vet will also even look at the animal. We'll call it a general inspection, or just looking at the general behaviors of the animal. You can probably look how the animal is standing or walking, how the animal is maybe the alertness and things like those. And you can even, there are some conditions you can diagnose the animal without even measuring, taking temperatures and oscillations. Yeah, so a good vet will normally take a lot of details before they treat the animal. And actually, for the good vets, once they treat the animal, they'll even do a follow-up tomorrow to know if the animal whether the animal is recovering or progressively improving in health. But for a quack, once you pay them that money, they are gone.
Veterinary surgeons are university degree holders in veterinary medicine from a recognized university by the Veterinary Board. Therefore, veterinary medicine graduates not registered by the Kenya Veterinary Board but working with farmers are doing it illegally, which is an offense punishable by law. You must know that it is only veterinary surgeons with an up-to-date registration from the Kenya Veterinary Board is allowed to use the title doctor in execution of their duties. The veterinary surgeon is the top dog in animal health service delivery. Any other unit must operate under the supervision, direction, or instruction of a veterinary surgeon with a written agreement. The VS or veterinary surgeon is responsible for all errors committed by any veterinary paraprofessional under their supervision. Simon says that a professionally trained vet mode of conduct will most likely tell you who you're dealing with.
There is normally a badge given by the Kenya Veterinary Board. Although we can't really put our argument on that because, you know, the current world faking everything is very easy. So, and even if you faked it, no farmer can tell if it's original or fake. But basically, the mode of conduct of the vet should actually speak a lot to the farmer. It should tell the farmer a lot whether the vet is qualified or not. Because you can't actually, a farmer can't actually tell a vet, please come treat my animal and come with your papers, you see. So that might be a bit hard. But probably what I can ask farmers is just to look at the mode of conduct for the vet. Let the veterinary tell you where your animal is ailing from, not just treating and leaving. Make sure your animal takes the parameters like temperatures. Let your animal, in veterinary medicine, we also use stethoscopes. Make sure if it's pneumonia, your veterinary can just come and tell you your animal is suffering from pneumonia. How did they know? You see. So make sure your vet checks your animal, and if possible, it's good to leave an invoice, an invoice of the diagnostics and the treatments and everything, so that if the animal doesn't recover and you require another vet to come through for the animal, the veterinary will just have a reference from the invoice left and know that the animal was diagnosed with this and given this, so they can be able to monitor the progress or administer other drugs.
Diseases and parasites are among the most severe factors that impact livestock production and productivity. Diseases that reduce production, productivity and profitability are associated with cost of treatment, disruption of local markets, international trade, and worsen poverty on rural, local and regional communities. Livestock diseases can cause direct losses, mortality, stunting, reduced fertility and changes in herd structure, and indirect losses, additional cost of drugs and vaccines, added labor cost and profit losses due to denied access to better markets and use of suboptimal production technology in revenue. Disease control strategies should be put in place in all animal production enterprises, be it small-scale farms or large-scale farms, to ensure increase in productivity. Minor constraints to cattle production identified included lack of water, low genetic potential, low fertility, lack of labor and marketing of livestock. In Githongori's Kiambu County, which is popular for dairy production, Simon cites some of the major challenges facing farmers here.
Okay, the most common problem, apart from the diseases, because there are so many diseases, we have pneumonia, we have mastitis, and in some part we have tick-borne diseases, and we also have a lot of losses associated with livestock deaths. So actually, if let me just talk a little bit about the losses associated with livestock deaths. These heavy producers, they also happen to have a very small immunity or lifespan. So they normally succumb to small illnesses. Like a cow can suffer from low calcium levels and the animal dies. Some animals may suffer from pneumonia and they die. And the problem is most of these farmers acquire these animals through loans. They are funded by SACCOs and other cooperatives. So they end up suffering losses. So to mitigate that, I would advise farmers to, one, adopt livestock insurance, because most of their cooperatives are offering that. So if a farmer can adopt livestock insurance to cover for unseen losses, that can really help. But that requires a lot of education on the farmer side, because not most farmers know how that the things like insurances are there to help them.
The benefits of livestock insurance in Kenya have not been felt by farmers because they have not known how the premiums and the payouts are arrived at. Nonetheless, the economic effects expressed through claims settlement and payments to a large extent prove the positive effects of livestock insurance. When livestock insurance can help reduce risks, not all producers can afford livestock insurance coverage. Improved drought forecasting can help livestock producers to better avoid risks generated by drought. Simon elaborates how this can be solved, especially in the rural areas like Githongori.
And the biggest problem, a challenge you can find around here, is that most of these farmers don't have other sources of incomes. So, and once they don't have the source of income, that means when the animals fall ill, they won't have the money to pay for the services you offer. So that's a very big problem, and we are working on projects to at least help the farmers afford quality veterinary services. And you find this problem of farmers not having the money to pay for vet services has also led to them not being able to access quality services. Because when a farmer doesn't have 1,000 shillings to get the animal treated the best way, they'll call for a cheaper vet. And the cheap veterinary will come, those are normally the quacks. So they'll come, charge less, the animal won't heal, and then the farmer will lose the animal. Around Githunguri, we have a product called Rapid Vets, Rapid Veterinary Services. And the idea is to help farmers access quality veterinary services, which are very affordable and very cheap. And what we've done, because we understand not many of these farmers have the cash whenever their animals fall ill, we came up with this product, which normally works with premium. So a farmer is supposed to cover their animal for 200 a month. And if that animal falls ill, we normally attend to that animal whole of that month. So provided the farmer is in good standing. So once you pay the 200 shillings per head per cow, so that means the whole of that month, if that animal falls ill, that 200 shillings acts as the total veterinary fee for that month. And this has helped the farmers reduce the cost of production. Because normally, a farmer will incur about 3,500 in a month to treat just one animal. But you see, when you subsidize that to about 200 shillings, most of the farmers can afford that. And that has really helped farmers from within here. And I'll urge, if you are a dairy farmer within Githunguri, it's good you look for us, subscribe with us, so that you continue enjoying the services and at affordable rate, good services, good quality services, and with people you can trust. And also watch KTN Farmers TV so that you can learn more about dairy farming. Yeah.